Diablo 4 bad. Path of Exile good. Very commonly followed by a bunch of Giga Chad replies in the Twitch chat. This started as a meme, but has in perpetuity sort of continued to a point where it is a very common thing that you will see in chat. Now, I understand it's a meme, and I'm not really raging against it, but every time I'm live, I do very often get the question of, is Diablo 4 worse than Path of Exile? Is Path of Exile better? And about 100% of the time, this conversation just boils down to Diablo 4 viewers now arguing against Path of Exile viewers, and everyone sort of just hates each other by the end of the conversation. Now, I have had this happen without fail every single day for basically 30 days straight, because I am a both enjoyer. I have played Diablo 4, obviously. I have played Path of Exile, obviously. And I've actually been sponsored by both of the companies. So I sort of sit right in the middle, like mom and dad are arguing, and I'm the redheaded stepchild that has to listen to it. So I finally had had enough, and I decided that I was just going to explain to the people engaging in this argument why you're really not doing yourself any favors. You prefer this PoE League or recent Diablo season? You know, people always want me to compare and like contrast, which is fair enough. I guess that's sort of what I am, a reviewer. I think if what you want to do is blast on the couch with a controller, big chill, play with your friends, not pay attention to what you're doing, the Diablo League is better. If what you want to do is focus, if you want to have a big build, if you want to customize your character, if you want to have in-depth and you want to play for longer periods of time, the PoE League is better. In my opinion, I'm having more fun with the PoE League, but it's also a little bit unfair because I am a full-time video gamer. I literally play video games for a living. So having more content for me to blast through is an obvious decision for me. Like, it's the answer for me is always going to be I'm going to enjoy what has more content more because of the nature of what I do. So for me, I hope that answers your question. I try to answer it. It's hard for me to compare the two because I think they have basically completely different audiences. DR, D4 bad? Sure, whatever. To be honest, I don't think you do PoE any favors by doing the D4 bad meme, I'll be honest. Because it's not going to convince D4 players to go to PoE. It's just going to make D4 players think, PoE players are elitist, toxic assholes. I don't want to be part of that community. That's kind of like, I know it's a meme and people don't actually mean it. I know I've memed on it myself, but it's like, if in serious chat, that's actually what that does, is some people do play both. Some people, maybe they do want to try PoE, and some people are just getting into ARPGs, and they get into it because of how overwhelming the marketing D4 had. And then they're like, oh, I like ARPGs, I'd like to try other things. And then they go to look at PoE, and then you have like 55 million people spamming from PoE. Oh, you play D4? That game's dog shit. And then they're just like, oh, well, I don't really want to interact with these people. And then they stop playing. So, like, my opinion is that PoE players are going to like PoE, D4 players are going to like D4. But there's a fuckload of people to play both, and insulting either side, either D4 players insulting, the PoE side or vice versa, doesn't help either community. That's my take. PoE community is actually great once you get past that. I think the PoE community is good. I've had nothing but a good time since being here, and everyone's been super welcoming and friendly. You get the occasional elitist, but that's pretty much the same for any game you play. That's an MMO. You're always going to get elitist. Yeah, PoE community is very helpful because the people that authentically... Like, the people that really love something, it's not just PoE, by the way. Like, this can go for real-life things. It's going to be, like, car people. People that really, really love something, what they want more than anything is to share that with somebody. Like, no one has a massive hobby that they just fucking think is awesome, and they spend all their time and all their money collecting it and doing it and think about it all the time. And then what they want is for no one to see that they like that. Like, those types of people always are like, oh, I like your car. And they, like, light up, and they say, oh, you like car? Let me show you it. Like, that anytime you find somebody who 100% lives for something, they are always that type of person. Because they want other people to realize how cool the thing they like is, and they want those other people to have that same joy in their life. That's why I come from that opinion where it's like, harassing people in other games does not get you anywhere, because it just shows to me you're not really authentic about what you love. You just like dunking on stuff, which is totally different. Like, people just want to be included. Yeah.